ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you for today's session. Today we are going to discuss third chapter, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the sloka number 37. I think not 37, 33.
It's 36, Prabhuji.
Huh?
36.
36. Huh? No. 32. 33.
35.
35. Chanchalam Manah Krishna is over. 33. If I was not sleeping while teaching, it should be 33. If it is not 33, then means I am also sleeping. Good. While sleeping also, if I can teach, then it will be very nice. While sleeping, you can hear. But if someone is able to teach also while sleeping, then he got some perfection, I think. Let us see, whatever. Maybe 35. Okay. Anyway, thank you. 35. Let us start from 30 to 33. 35. Okay. 35, 35, 35, 35. Okay.
34 we completed properly because you were and you said about
Yeah, yeah.
35. Yeah,
Yes,
and you
yes.
said you start
So, yes,
35
so that
today. Yes.
36 we should start.
35 properly. 35 we just talked about 35 and you said we'll do it next tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So what is going on? One should not be captivated by either attraction or aversion towards the sense objects. He is driven away by this attraction, aversion towards the sense objects. And if he is in control of that aversion or attraction, he is not able to control this aversion or attraction towards the sense objects, then what will happen? So this aversion and attraction towards sense objects will become a stumbling block in Nishkama Karma Yoga. He cannot progress further. And he cannot perform his duty. Like in the case of Arjuna, having attachment for grandfather, father, it is also sense gratification. Because these relations are also objects for the sense gratification, which sense mind. Mind is also sense organ. It is also one of the sense among six senses. So relationships, enjoying the relationships. Who is enjoying mind here? It's object for the sense mind. But Jivatma is completely different from the mind also. It is different from mind. Yes, yes. And these relationships, whatever we have in this material world due to this body, they are also objects for the senses. We are also gratifying. This is my family, this is my friend, he is my friend, this, that, like this. These relationships are blocks actually for progress in spiritual life. So, if one has attachment for the any object for the senses, then that attraction or aversion will stop actually to perform his duty. One cannot perform his duty. And if he is not able to perform his duty, then he cannot progress. He cannot do Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then there is no purification of the heart. So that's why Arjuna come out from this attraction and aversion for sense objects. Sometimes because of attraction for the or other aversion for sense objects, we may feel others' duty as good duty, best duty, defectless duty, and our duty as defective. It happens. In the case of Arjuna, killing is looking like a some defective activity, killing other living entities. Unlike Brahmana's duty, ahimsa, no fighting. It looks like It is good activity. And one may feel, oh, okay, I will go and do the activity, Brahmana activity. Being a Kshatriya, no, he cannot do that. He should not do that. Because this kind of attraction, aversion, or this kind of attraction for others' activity is coming based upon what? Based upon the attraction for the sense objects. Because now he doesn't want to kill his grandfather. Actually, that is the impulse. That is the ground reality. And that's why he is feeling ahimsa is nice. And let me do Brahmanical activity, Brahmana's duty. But if you go like that, what will happen? And that is stumbling block for his spiritual progress. As a Nishkama Karma Yogi, he cannot perform his karma. That's why Krishna is saying, Paradharmo Bhayavaha. It's a very fearsome. Others' duty is like fearsome because finished, your spiritual life is finished. Because of this reason, others' duties are said as fearsome. And our duty, own duty is even it looks apparently defective, but it is Sreya, is very auspicious. Even in the case of devotees also, they should follow their duties. They should follow their duties. But on the name of pleasing Krishna, people keeps on changing. But actually, it is not real. By changing the duty, Krishna is not going to be pleased. No. That's why there should be at least a basic society. Basic society, what is required in basic society? Everyone following their duties, and those duties are assigned to them based upon their qualities, guna and karma. For the sake of conducting a spiritual society, we are going to divide. Because, yes, human beings are not in pure devotional platform. Everyone is not in pure devotional platform. No. If everyone is in the pure devotional platform, there is no question of rejection. If you say anything to him, he will follow that. So, one should not change his duty, even in the Daiva Varnashram Dharma or in the impersonal Varnashram Dharma, any Varnashram Dharma. Because I told Varnashramas are three types. These people have their system, Varnashram system, these also, these also. But only the basic difference is what? Their goal is, people who are here, their goal is pure devotion. Their goal is purifying the heart and entering into the Gnana, into the Gnana Yoga. And these peoples, they all divide their society into Varnas based upon whatever. That means these people should follow definitely Guna and Karma. These may follow based upon the birth. These people also may follow Guna and Karma. We don't know. Karmis, yes, they also follow divisions of society. But their goal is sense gratification. Dividing society is done by even present people also in the society. They also divide the society. They are also silly. Simply, their division is not based upon the account of the Shastra. Their division is just based upon some mental speculation. Their division is based upon the knowledge they created. That's the Sudra knowledge created. Engineers, clerks, all these, whoever is taking the salary, all are Sudras. Among Sudras, they are divided into the different categories. So anyway, divisions everyone they are doing. But scientific division is based upon guna and karma, and goal of that kind of divisions is doing their duties perfectly to please Krishna. That is minimum society required. Then on the top of one has to cultivate pure devotion in that society. Then that will become the Varnashram Dharma, the Varnashram society. So even the Nishkama Karma Yogis also, they also should follow their duties perfectly and try to offer the results of karma to the Lord. So that is required minimum. But if one is changing the duties, means what is the cause then? Because we are nothing to achieve in this material world. Material pain and pleasure is not the goal. Our goal is spiritual development. Even in this society also, goal is what? Spiritual development. So that's why if some pain is coming while performing the duties, Krishna is asking to bear it. But do your duty. So that you will be raised. Krishna is going to that extent, killing. Oh, now my grandfather is there, so I should not kill. That is the Arjuna's idea, previous idea. But after learning Nishkama Karma Yoga, what he supposed to do? He is supposed to do now without thinking just to kill whoever is standing in front of enemy's party. And bear it in whatever pain comes or pleasure comes, and try to understand you are not this body and the soul. So by doing this, is it going to happen? That means he is killing his elders and he is going to get sin, this and that. Oh, it's wrong. Can you say like that? No, that's not wrong. Yeah, in general, actually, you should not apply this condition to anywhere and everywhere. Oh, there Arjuna killed his grandfather, so I will also kill my grandfather. And there is no wrong. Will you take like that? Huh? Can we do like that? Anyway, killing of Guru is also there. Dronacharya. I will also kill my Guru. Like that we should take? No, we should not take like that. Because their grandfather and Guru were killed because Arjuna was a Kshatriya and they are all standing in the enemy's party. And Arjuna has to fight for the right as a Kshatriya. And whoever is coming in front, even a brother is going to come, own brother, he has to kill, he has to fight and kill. So that's why he has killed. Not everyone go also to. From this, what lessons you are going to get? Everyone should follow for dharma, and for that, whatever it comes, whatever the sense attachment comes, then one should not bend because of that. Raga dvesha, attraction and aversion towards the sense objects. Not that this is taking the message that killing grandfather. All these are all just, that's why people's intelligence in the society degraded so much. Even if they hear Mahabharata, Puranas in the stories in Puranas, they don't know how to take the essence because of the degradation in the consciousness. They are not able to understand actually. Their consciousness went to so down, they are not able to take the essence of the discussions in Shastras. They don't know. Next, after hearing this, Arjuna is saying, Arjuna uvacha atakena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Krishna, kena prayuktoyam papam charati purusha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. Krishna, tell me. You are asking me to control, to not to be controlled by the attraction for the or aversion for sense objects. But that means one should not have attraction for the doing abominable activities, like going with the other's woman. One has attraction for that other's woman is an abominable activity. It's a papam. One will get the sin. So, but these are all not recommended by Shastra. But still, one is engaged in that, engaged in running behind others' woman. Similarly, one is asked to respect Guru and elders and teachers, but we don't have that. We don't feel, we have aversion for that, for the statement given by Shastra. So Shastra is saying to respect, but we don't have. We have so much aversion for teachers and elders and so on, parents. Why? So this is not, this is rejected by the Shastra, but still one should not have such aversion for the, one should respect the guest. Why would you have that? Shastra is rejecting to have aversion for respecting guru, teachers, and so on. So, but still, one is engaged in that, in indulging with the others woman and so on. So, who is engaging actually? Forcefully, one is engaged in doing that activity. Even that is a sinful. One is knowing, but still he is engaged. It means we know from the Shastra, this is wrong. But people who doesn't have Shastra, they don't feel. They mate like cats and dogs with the, yes, among the society. There is no strictness actually. Women and men free mixing and having the life like cats and dogs life. Because they don't have any Shastra, they don't follow Shastra. And that's why they don't understand it is a sin. And that kind of sensitiveness from the heart it is going. That means as time is progressing, society is degrading so quickly actually. Rapidly it is falling down. Rapidly it is falling down and they are even they want to go lesser than the animals. Animals also follow certain rules and regulations. They want to establish themselves as lesser than the animals. Shastra is recommending the dharma, recommending the right and wrong. Dharma means right. For one person, what is dharma? Shastra is giving. Shastra is only the guide for the humans to live in this material world. But if you don't follow that guide, if you don't want to believe, then you automatically in the animal platform. Pasutulyaha. Various levels of pashus are there. In that pashus also animals, various levels of animals. Shastra is saying, if you do your prescribed duties as per Shastra and if you earn money and if you eat it, even Shastra is saying they are also thieves, provided they are not offering that result to the, at least to the demigods. If they don't offer to the demigods and if they eat, they are eating their sin actually. That much is said. That means even with your body, you are working and you are earning and you are eating for your own purpose, but still it is, if you don't offer that result to the demigods or the Lord, at least to the demigods who are really, that means at least you should do the 5 kinds of yajnas. Brahma yajna, Pitru yajna, Deva yajna, Nru yajna, Bhuta yajna. After doing these 5 yajnas only you should eat. Otherwise that is a sin. But if you say this, in the present society, at least they feel they are very sober. If they work and they earn and they enjoy, and such a person is called in the present day society as a sober man. But not, Shastra is not saying, he is also not so. If he doesn't offer that to the Lord. But now you forget. Doing the prescribed duties itself is gone. Even forget. They are doing unprescribed activities, definitely okay. They are doing grossly actually sin. That means in the whole society, the standards for the right and wrong went so down actually, going day by day so down. So it's very unfortunate thing. It's very difficult to progress in spiritual life. And such association is just surrounding to you. You are in such a big danger actually. Janasangascha laulyancha shadbir bhaktir vinashyati. This kind of people's association is going to make your consciousness also like them, like their consciousness. Their association definitely affect. Prabhupada wanted, that's why. We don't want this kind of people's association. It's not at all good actually. Even if you associate for eating purpose to earn your livelihood, is also really not at all good. So Arjuna is saying, my dear Krishna, why we are engaged in such a abominable activity? What is the reason? Who is engaging us? Actually, we are not being engaged by ourselves. Someone is forcing us and making us to do that activity. Who is that? Who is the engager? Engager means the one who engages. Prayojaka, who is giving the inspiration to do that sinful activity. Anichannapi, even I don't want to do that, but still I am forced to do that. Balad means by force, niyojitaha, engaged, varshneya. Sri Bhagavan was. Then Lord is saying, what is the answer that? Who is that person? Who is that object which is engaging? That is nothing but Kamayesha Krodayesha Rajo Gunasamudbhavaha Mahashano Mahapapma Vidyena Miha Vairinam Vidhi. Arjuna, you should know that the engager is Kama, lust, and Krodha. That one is nothing but what? Kama, lust and anger. From where they are coming? Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. They are produced from Rajoguna. How they are? Mahashana, Mahapapma. Their hunger is unlimited. The hunger for the lust is unlimited. If you open the stomach of hunger, lust, if you see how much space it is there, even the whole world you can keep it, but still it will be feeling hungry. Even if you achieve all the wealth of this whole world, still you will feel that lust to get the more and more will not be reduced. But lust is so much, even if one enjoy all the beautiful women, but still his lust will not be over. That's why filling that, filling the lust, feeding the lust is not the solution. Never. One never actually will become dissatisfied. Immediately that experience, if one does, that means one try to feed the lust, that when he fed it, that experience will increase the lust more. It will become more and more. Like if you put ghee, if you put ghee in fire, fire will increase, it will raise like anything. Similarly, that experience will raise even more and more. That experience will raise the lust more and more. And that will become more and more sinful actually. And that will make the heart more and more being contaminated. And such a person, consciousness will define the right and wrong so heinously. You will never think after some time, after practicing like that for some time, you will never think that it is a sin. So that's why the sensitiveness, the definition, the standard for the right is is utterly is falling actually. The standards, values are falling like anything. That's why Vyasdev wrote, our great grandfather, our well-wisher, and foreseeing the upcoming society. And he gave the great literature Mahabharata, which is explaining duties of each and every individual in the society. And but now we are completely away. We say on the namesake, I am Sanatani, I am this, I am that. But nobody is practicing, propagating, teaching, discussing of that Vedic knowledge given by our Vyasdev. So Kamaha Vishayabhilashatmaka. Kama means not only just desire for doing sex, but Kama means desire for any material object. Vishaya Abhilasha. Vishaya, sense object. Abhilasha means desire. Purusham pape pravartayati. This lust, that means desires for the sense objects, they are engaging us in doing sin. All the standards of each and every varna and also each and every relationship is degrading. Mother, father, brother, sister, wife, husband, teacher, student, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. All the standards are utterly day by day, they are falling. And at least human society is required, means who follow strictly all these dharmas, is required to practice any spiritual activity. Either it is Nishkama Karma Yoga or otherwise it is pure devotional service. To enter into pure devotional service. एष काम एव पृथक्त्वेन दृश्यमान एष प्रत्यक्षः क्रोधः भवति. That lust turning into the anger. When lust is not allowed to fulfill its hunger, then what will happen? That lust will turn in the form of anger. It is asking, do this, do this. And while performing, while fulfilling that lust, some obstacle came. Then immediately from that lust, what is produced? Anger is produced. And you try to, yes, fight with that stopper. He wants to go with the other's wife and that person is trying to stop. Then both that woman, that other's woman, and also this person together, they will kill him. Happening or not? So many. If father is stopping, mother is stopping, brother is stopping, they are killing. That means they got angry. They get angry, and that anger will lead to such extent. Even just they are taking off their lives from that body. They don't mind it actually. For the sake of money, for the sake of woman, for the sake of prestige, for the sake of, these are all objects for the senses. कामो रजोगुणसमुद्भवः इति राजसात् कामादेव तामसः क्रोधः जायते इत्यर्थः. Actually, krodha is out of tamoguna. But when this krodha comes, when lust is stopped, so that's why lust is out of rajoguna. And that lust is only turning in the form of krodha. कामस्य अपेक्षित पूर्णेन निवृत्ति स्याद् चेतना. Lust is demanding so many sense objects, and if you try to provide all those sense objects, will it be stopped? If someone is desiring for the wealth, if he is given with the wealth, he will be, that lust will be saying, okay, enough. Will it say? It will never say. That kama, that lust will not be stopped by providing the objects demanded by it. Why? Because mahashana, mahadashanam yasya saha. And this is hunger is unlimited. Yat prithvyam vrihi, the prithvyam vrihiyavam hiranyam pashavah striyaha nalam yekasya tat sarvam iti matva shamam vrajet. So one will not be happy if you give all the grains in this whole universe, although at least in this planet, Earth planet, all the grains, gold, all the cattle, all the women. Even for one person also it is not sufficient. One person's lust, for one person's lust, to satisfy one person's lust, all these insensitive objects are not sufficient. Smriti is saying. So one should know this, and that's why he should control his lust. So by having this, okay, I will be happy, my lust will be stopped. That means whichever is always making you to commit sinful activities, and you think that if I satisfy this, then it will be finished, and then I can practice spiritual life nicely. This is your illusion, actually. Because that lust, even if you provide all the grains, gold, cattle, woman, still it will not be stopped. Still it will not be satisfied. For one, that means we are not able to satisfy one person's lust by all these. Like this, how many persons are there? Millions of persons are there with their lust. And these all lusty people are trying to, they are running behind these sense objects. And how it will be? It will be like a dogs. In villages, some festivals happens or some anushtana, some programs. After feast, they throw all the patal plates there, leafy plates. With the, some remnants might be there. Then dogs are gathering, and how they fight? Big, big mouth they open and kai 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 like that, bow bow like that. They fight and they bite each other. The same way, all these lusty people. So for that food, their dogs are fighting. Same way for the objects of the senses, they are all even fighting lesser than the dogs in such a heinous way. Dogs might be having some restriction. They don't kill, at least they don't go till that extent. For one little food, do you see any dog is killing another dog? They just maximum they make them to get fear and go away. But for one that small food, they don't kill the another dog. Yes, but people are killing actually. In some countries, I heard, even they kill for simple thing. For little this much amount of food in countries, some other countries, some African countries like that, they kill us. Even animals also they are not doing. So such a fighting is happening in this blaze. Fire is completely very height. This material world is like a forest which is in the Davanala, which is in the fearsome fire. And you are surrounded with that fire actually. The lust of the people's lust is like a fire. And you are surrounded in that fire. You surrounded with that fire. Kamasyapekshitam purayatum ashakyam eva. What lust demands, that cannot be arranged for it. It's impossible. Impossible to gratify or satisfy lust. Nanu danena sandhatum ashakyaschet sam bhedabhyam sa vashīkartavyah. Tatra aha mahapapma. Actually, there are four ways to control enemy actually. Sama, Veda, Dana, Danda. Sama, Veda, Dana, Danda. If you want to control your enemy, you can use these four techniques. First, you may try to speak very soberly, Sama. Nice words you can use and try to make him not to harm you. Like Vasudeva did to protect his wife with Kamsa. So, trying to convince the enemy to not to harm him. That's a Sama. Veda. Veda is trying to create a Veda. That means I am your relative and actually I am not your enemy. And someone is actually your enemy. This kind of Bheda. So creating the Bheda. Through the Bheda also you can control anyone. So she is your sister. So that is creating this Ambheda. And Dana. Dana means offering. Don't harm me, I will give this thing. Dana. And Danda, using the rod of chastisement and fighting with them and finishing. That's the Danda. This lust is our enemy. And this enemy cannot be controlled by Dana. Whatever it is asking, if you provide, keep on providing, will it be satisfied? Lust will not be satisfied. That means Dana is not going to work. Then what about Sama and Bheda? Sama technique and Bheda technique can you use? Sama and Bheda. Sama Bhedabhyam sa swavashikartavyaha. No. Sama means good words. Yes, I told. By using good words, controlling the enemy. But this lust cannot be controlled by the good words also. And also it cannot be controlled by the Bheda. Because it is Mahapapma, means Atyugraha. Atyugraha means it's very demonic. Ugra karma, demonic. This lust is like a demon. It doesn't have any soberness. It cannot be controlled by Sama technique and Bheda technique. So Krishna is, yes, Sama, Bheda, Dana are not going to work. He said these points in this sloka. Mahashana means Veda technique is not going to work. Dana technique. Mahapapa means Sama and Veda also will not work. Then only the option is you have to control it. How to control you are going to learn. धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निर्यथा दर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भस् तथा तेनेदमावृतम्. This lust is enemy, vairi. न च कस्यचित् एव अयं वैरी अपितु सर्वस्य एव इति सदृष्टान्तम्. She's coming. Neck is paining. धूमेनाव्रियते वह्निर्यथादर्शो मलेन च यथोल्बेनावृतो गर्भस्तथा तेनेदमावृतम्. This lust is न कस्यचिदेव अयं वैरी अपितु सर्वस्य एव इति सदृष्टान्तमः. This lust is enemy for everyone, not for only one person. So now we are going to see this lust is in various levels. Gadata, the strength of the lust is in various levels, in various peoples. So that is being said with the example. Kamasya gadatve, kamasya agadatve, atigadatve. Kamasya agadatve, gadatve, adigadatve cha kramena drishtantah dhumena avriti. That means this lust, the density of the lust is less, medium, and high. The density of the lust in individuals varies. It can be less dense. Gada means dense, density. With less density, medium, and more. So for that, three examples are given. Dhumenavrutopi malinaha vahnihi dahakadi lakshanam swakaryam tu karoti. Like smoke covers fire. Let us take some smoke covered the fire. Maybe you may not see the fire because smoke covered it. But if you put finger in that smoke, that fire will burn you. That means even smoke is covering fire, but still fire is able to do its work. That means the covering of the smoke on fire is not so impactive. That means it is not stopping the activity of the fire, even it is covering the fire. Smoke is not able to stop the activity of fire, even it is covering. This is a less dense covering. Is example for the less density lust. Next, medium level of density. That means lust can be medium level of density it is having. So that is being said. For that, there is another example is given. मलेनावृतो दर्पणस्तु स्वच्छता धर्म तिरोधानात् प्रतिबिंब ग्रहणम स्वकार्यम न करोति. Now, dust is the covering one, and it covered what? Mirror. Mirror is the object being covered, and dust is the covering one. So here, when dust covers mirror, mirror is not able to do its activity. Mirror is not able to do its activity. What is the duty of mirror? Reflecting the bimba. But if mirror is covered with dust, that mirror, can it function? It cannot. Can it show the face? If you keep in front of your face, it cannot show. That means here the covering, that's a dust, is stopping the action of the one being covered, that is mirror. But in the previous example, fire, even it is, sorry, smoke, even it is covering fire. But that smoke is not stopping the action of the activity of the object being covered, that is nothing but fire. So that's why here dust covering mirror is the example for the medium level of density of lust. Gadatvam. Next is, but one thing, when when dust covers the fire, mirror, mirror is not functioning, but at least mirror is appearing as mirror. This dust is not making or not covering the shape of mirror. That means still you can identify it is mirror. Still you can recognize mirror even that is covered by dust. But what about another example is Ulbena Jara Jarayanu Jarayanu Jarayuna Jarayuna Avrutah Garbhatu Swakaryam Karacharnadi Prasaranam Nakaroti Nava Swarupatah Upalabhyate iti. When when infant baby is covered by womb, is covered in the womb. When he is covered in womb, that baby can walk, can he move his hands and legs? Can he do his activities? No. This covering, this womb is covering whom? Vulva, womb. Is covering the baby. So baby activity is what? Moving hands and legs and these things. The baby can do its activities, it's not able to do. Like mirror is being covered by dust, so mirror is also not doing its natural activity, that is reflecting. Similarly, here baby's natural activity is moving hands and legs, so it's not able to do that. Can it? Baby can do like this, stretching the hands, legs, like that. No, this covering is even more dense. Womb covering, and also in when the baby is there, womb, then can you recognize the shape? Can you identify the shape when it is covered? Can you see the shape of that baby? No. Even you cannot see. Can you see with your eyes whether that is male or female and what? How much length of legs it is having? How much length of hands? Can you find? No. Even the shape of that object also is cannot be recognized. It is not available when it is covered. So that's why this kind of coverage is a dense covering. So this is example for the high density lust. Atigada kama. Atigada. एवं कामस्य अगाढत्वे परमार्थस्मरणं कर्तुं शक्नोति गाढत्वे न शक्नोति अतिगाढत्वे तु अचेतनमिव when this when we are covered with, that means we means you are is covered with the less dense lust, then we are at least understanding spirituality. Paramartha Smarana, at least one able to say Krishna or at least Paramatma and at least some spiritual activities, that means spiritual knowledge he is able to remember. When this medium dense lust covers the soul, then he cannot remember spiritual things, spiritual knowledge. He is completely running behind the material objects. When this lust is high density lust is covering the soul, then achetanam, that means one will become like a jada. Achetanameva syat. That means in this whole world, everyone is covered with the high density lust. Then this world is like a inert material, jada. And when this whole world's lust, all the people's lust is, their density of the lust is reduced, then you can see in the people's discussion a lot of spiritual knowledge, exchange, discussing, all this will happen. When, yeah, they are covered with the medium level density of the lust, then Gadatve, but they cannot, cannot see any cultivation of spiritual knowledge in people's discussions and in the society and also. Yeah. So that means every day the density of the lust which is covering the people's consciousness and Atma is increasing actually. Because how it can be decreased? It can be decreased by cultivating the mode of goodness. It will be decreased by propagating the bhakti. By the propagation the bhakti and by cultivating the mode of goodness more and more. But it is not. आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिनो नित्यवैरिणा कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेणानलेन च आवृतं ज्ञानमेतेन ज्ञानिनः नित्यवैरिणा. This lust is an eternal enemy. From beginningless it is with you. When it is started fighting with you, no beginning. Nitya Vairi means eternal enemy. Will it be for Anantakala it will be your enemy? Yes. If you don't turn back towards the Lord, it will be Anantakala, it will be your enemy. No ending. One second. दुष्पूरेण नित्यवैरिण कामरूपेण कौन्तेय दुष्पूरेण अनलेन च. This lust is covering the Jivatma. Jivatma is full of knowledge. Jivatma is Chinmaya, means Chit means knowledge. Jivatma is Sat and Jivatma is blissful. Kama eva hi jivasya avidya ityaha. This lust only is the avidya. Jivatma is covered by avidya, we say. Because being covered by the avidya, Jivatma is not able to see himself. Like when your eyes are covered with the dense darkness, can you see with those eyes your body? Can you see yourself? You cannot see yourself. Similarly, Jivatma is also, the pure Jivatma is also able to see. Able to see means it is also having the ability to know himself. Yes, seeing means knowing himself. Not that in that small particle Jivatma there are eyes. That particle can know itself. I am soul. That ability is there. Like eyes are having the ability to see itself. That means to show its body. When in which body it is there. Eyes have ability or not? That ability is covered by what? By dense darkness. And can you see? Cannot see. Those eyes are functioning, no function. But ability is there, but that is time being is not functioning. Similarly, the Jivatma, the particle, is having the ability to know itself. That is there. But now that is covered. That is covered with what? Avidya. That avidya is what? Kama eva. That is lust only. Which is coming from lust and anger actually. Which is coming from Rajoguna and Tamoguna. That is Nitya Vairina. It is always who gave Prabhuji? Who covered this Jivatma like this? If Jivatma by nature it is pure, then who covered this? People ask, who covered this? Who covered? Nobody covered. To cover it, nobody, there is no beginning. There is no beginning. It is there from Anadi with Jivatma. So that's why one should not waste their time to researching who covered. Because that answer you will not get here. Anadi means over, came. Anadi, Nitya means eternal, Anadi. So, enemy means what you should do? You have to kill it. Nitya Vairina. Nitya Vairina. Ityatah. Asau sarva prakarena hantavya. He should be killed there. This avidya, like darkness has to be killed. Similarly, this enemy, this lust has to be killed. And how to kill it? We'll say that in the coming section. So, sarva prakarena hantavya iti bhava. Here it is said that kama is a vairi, enemy. That means enemy means he has to be killed. Then only you can safely live. Kama rupena, kama karena, agnanena, ; 。           ityartha. So this lust is nothing but what? Ajnana, ignorance. Like knowledge is covered by the ignorance. So that's why lust is covering Jivatma means what? Lust is nothing but what? Jivatma is full of knowledge, is bliss and knowledge. And that is covered, lust is covering means lust is Ajnana. Ajnana covers the Jnana. So lust is covering Jnana means lust is nothing but what? Ajnana. Ajnanatmakam. Chakara iva arthe analah yatha havisha puraitum ashakyah tatha. Like in yajnas, if you try to feed the fire, so will that fire is going to be satisfied? Will it be reduced? It will never. Similarly, this lust is also like fire. Analaha is said here. Analaha. Dush purena. That means Purana means fulfilling. Dush means impossible. Impossible to fulfill this lust. Eduktam najatu kama kamanam upabhogena shamyati. Havisha Krishnavartmeva bhuya eva vardhate. By feeding, by providing sense objects for the lust, you cannot satisfy it. So the way Havisha, that means by the Havish, that means by oblations, whatever we offer in the fire, by that fire it increases. The same way lust also increases. Indriyani mano buddhir asyadhisthana muchyate etair vimoha yatyesha gnanam avritya dehinam. Indriyani mana buddhi. That's lust is enemy. And where this enemy is sitting? This enemy sits in various places. Then only you can kill it. If you don't know the location of the residence of the enemy, how you can kill it? That's why now Krishna is explaining the residents or residing places of the enemy. What are those? Indriyani. Lust sit in senses. Lust sit in mind. Lust sit in intelligence. That means it is having the three levels of. So fourth section. Mahadurga Rajadhanya. And it is sitting in all these three places. These are all forts. Fort. A king sit in the fort. This place, like this place. So like that, this lust also sitting in various places. Shabdadaya Vishayastu tasya ragno desha haiti. These are all forts actually for lust. And who are the citizens of this lust? The sense objects are the citizens. And it is sitting in this fort and it is ruling or enjoying. King enjoys the citizens. By ruling the citizens, he is enjoying. Similarly, this lust is enjoying by ruling the sense objects. Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions? Yeah. Going to
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Prabhuji, I have two questions. One is this conversation between Krishna and Arjun is happening like 5,000 plus years back. And we also believe that this was the Dwapar Yuga, and now we are in by by the passing of the time, society is degrading. So in Kali Yuga, whatever is described, everything we are observing. Was the situation also the same way at the time of Krishna and Arjun they are discussing? And another question is, if degradation of the society means Kali Yuga, if this is happening, so because one point you mentioned that the lust is, there is no birth for the lust, it is forever there. So what we believe that by the yugas are passing, there is a degradation. Can you just explain about that, what I am thinking about?
density is less. Density of the lust is less at that time. The density is increasing.
So was the society also same way at the time of Krishna and Arjun while they were discussing? Is it was like the as it is today?
It was progressing towards the incremental of lust. And that's why brother is trying to encroach other brother's kingdom. And brother is trying to tease the other brother's wife in front of assembly. They want to
That
kill,
was
they
the
want to burn. Yes.
that time that was the exceptional. Now it is like almost everywhere happening,
Yes, increasing.
increasing. Yes.
Mm. So what is your question, bro? That means what?
No, what I'm trying to understand here is when Krishna is describing all these 5,000 plus years back, and currently we are able to see those all those things happening, and that is also on the big scale. So is that going to be like as explained in Bhagavatam, that in the toward the maybe like 400,000 years from now, when the Kali Yuga is on the like spend all the years, that situation will be going to be very bad?
Very bad, but now it will not be bad. In future, we are going to see once again the great era. Because this Kali Yuga is not a general Kali. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came because that's why, on the strength of the holy name, so we are going to establish such a society which is very peaceful and with the less dense people whose consciousness is covered with the less dense lust. Agadhatve, that will be reduced. This movement is there, that's why. And that is already said by Chaitanya. Every village and town is going to glorify Lord, Supreme Lord Krishna. So that's why there is a hope. This Kali Yuga is not like other Kali Yugas. In other Kali Yuga, it will happen. It will keep on. So uncontrollable way, it will be increasing and then finished. Kali Yuga is over, then everything is smashed out. So then once again it's a reset, and people who are with less ignorant, they will be coming back in the Satyuga first. Then in the later part of the times as Yuga advances. So whoever the people are there with the more lust, they will be appearing. But lust is there. So that kind of people will appear because in Satyuga, we have less lust. Lust is there and lust is very dangerous. That is itself is demonstrated in the beginning of the creation itself by Brahmaji. When he ran behind his own creation, his daughter, Vak, he is demonstrating, my dear sons, this lust is so powerful. Even I can be captivated. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Ravindra Sachipatra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Uh,
Prabhuji, 2 points. You said Agyan is covering the Gyan. So here the Gyan means the intrinsic quality of the soul, which is the embedded quality.
yes.
And Agyan is the covering. So is this Agyan connected? Is this covering Agyan connected to the vrittis? And what is
Yes.
the meaning? Okay.
This is the vritti of the word Tamoguna.
Okay, Tamoguna.
It's product of Tamoguna.
Okay. And what is the meaning of the word covering in this first question of mine? What do you mean?
Covering means like
Yeah.
how the eyes are covering the darkness. Eyes are covered by eyes are covered by darkness. What it means?
Means the darkness is there, eyes are there, but it is covered.
Yes. How the visibility of the eyes are not functioning the same way. The knowingness of Jivatma, knowing himself, that is covered. Knowing himself as Jivatma, that is not going to happen. Like how eyes are not able to see. Similarly, Jivatma is not able to know. He is seeing, knowing.
Yeah. The quality knowingness is covered of the Jiva.
Knowing himself.
Yep. And the second question is that lust, you said lust is enjoying. Lust is enjoying how? By ruling the 3 places of MSI, that is mind, intelligence, and senses. So here,
Fort is a king. Lust is a king and is having the fort. The place where king sits, that is known as fort or not?
Durga.
Durga. Kila.
So the question here is that just like Parikshit Maharaj gave Mr. Kali the place to rule those 4-5 places. So who gave lust this place of ruling? The mind, sense, and intelligence. So you will say it is Anadi. So is that the answer? But who gave this? Parikshit Maharaj gave Kali those places. That is the gold and...
Those places are different.
Okay.
That is gold and so other Kali should sit. You don't mix. This is the eternal philosophy. That is, in the Kali Yuga, people will be attracted by the gold because they are Kali city. They give more importance to the gold and so on.
Okay, Prabhu. No mixing. Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha prapasindu pyacha paritanam pavani